to Miami.
What it do, YouTube? It's that time of week again. And you know how we start off. We got to start off with some Miami Dolphins news. Finally, the Miami Dolphins are actually making some noise and trying to re-sign our own. Like honestly, in my honest opinion, I wanted the Miami Dolphins to sign back Olivier. If I had to pick, if I really had to pick, I wanted Olivier Vernon to be signed over Lamar Miller. Honestly. But considering the news that's coming out of Miami, they're trying to get both back. First of all, I was getting kind of worried a little bit because there were reports coming out saying that the Miami Dolphins were more willing to keep Lamar Miller over Olivier Vernon. Obviously, Lamar Miller, I don't see him getting top dollar. I don't want him to get top dollar because he's only been playing about three seasons. 3 seasons, only gone over 1,000 yards one time. Like I'll give credit where it's due. Lamar Miller has been able to be resilient and able to stay healthy. But I remember that first year, out of the 3 years, he had fumbling issues, so that plays a part into it. The second year, of course, with the first year with Bill Lazor, he ended up rushing for over 1,000 yards. I believe he had a sprain somewhere on his leg. I forgot where the sprain was, but yeah, ended up rushing over 1,000 yards. And last year, of course, people feel that we underused Lamar Miller, considering how he had only 800 yards rushing and less than 200 carries. So, like Lamar Miller, he's a great running back. He's a great running back. By the way, reading some of these other reports, articles and stuff about Lamar Miller, they're saying he doesn't have elite speed. They must not be aware that he was a track star in college at Miami. So what do you mean he doesn't have elite speed? What is elite speed? Supersonic speed? If you want to talk about elite speed, he's probably the top 3 running back as far as being the fastest. Top 3 in being the fastest. But I'm getting off topic. Considering how there's other reports talk about Cameron Wake, he's looking like he's getting back to that 100% mark as far as his he tore his Achilles and against the New England Patriots game in Week 7, I believe. He's getting back to being that old Cam Wake, but hey, we will see. I won't take nobody's word for it until I see him hit the field and I see how he actually his that leg reacts to him taking some hits at it. Like I don't really care about you doing training, jumping up on one foot, you sprinting and all this other stuff. When you get back in the game, then we have something to talk about. But we got nothing to talk about right now. But considering how Cameron Wake is willing to take a contract extension, considering how he has 1 year left on his contract, that goes to show that the Miami Dolphins are really trying to push to try to keep Olivier Vernon and Lamar Miller and Cameron Wake, because like we don't like I said, we don't know how Cameron Wake is going to come back. We don't know if he's going to come back scrubbish. We don't know if he's going to come back the same way he was. We don't know if he's going to come back even better. So I guess the Miami Dolphins fear the fact that they let him go. He may end up playing for a team like the New England Patriots or somebody that's a rival, maybe the Buffalo Bills, because the Buffalo Bills are trying to get rid of Mario Williams. They're afraid that he might be coming in, he'll wreak havoc against the Miami Dolphins. So they're trying to get this contract extension to keep that cap number down. They want to extend that money over just a little bit so they can free up some cap space so they can bring back Olivier Vernon. But thinking about it again, like you just think about, like, I know the beginning of last season didn't start well for the Miami Dolphins. We didn't get we had 1 sack in like the first 5 games. But you think about it, like when what's his name? Just that quick. I forgot the head coach's name. The interim head coach, Dan Campbell. Man, Dan Campbell. When Dan Campbell came in, the Miami Dolphins were leading the league in sacks. And to start his tenure off with Miami that year as the interim head coach, Cam Wake, in just 4 games, he got 6 sacks. In 4 games, he got 6 sacks. Like I said, like last year before the season even started, there's nobody that's checking Cameron Wake one-on-one on their own with the Dominican Suh right there. The Dominican Suh is going to demand a double team, triple team every single time. it's up to the two defensive ends to pick up that slack and actually get to that quarterback. So that being said, if Cameron Wake can come back healthy, he's gonna or healthy or anywhere close to being healthy, he's gonna wreak havoc over the quarterback. And if we're able to keep Olivier Vernon with that franchise tag, the rumors that are swirling out of Miami about him getting that franchise tag, the Miami Dolphins defense will be a force to be. Well, the front four, the front four will be a force to be reckoned with. Like, it's gonna be almost impossible to pass on. It's gonna be that defense that everybody was sitting back and looking at before last year even started. That's the defense that we was all looking for. That's. Whew, I can't wait to sit back and see how the Miami Dolphins going to sit back and try to pull this one off. It's extremely exciting. Next topic I wanted to sit back and talk about was one of the most underrated, one of the most untalked about defensive ends in NFL history. Has to be Jared Allen. He actually announced his retirement this week. And like just to weigh in on Jared Allen had to be one of the most exciting defensive ends to watch me when I was going. I was born in 1991, so I ain't really get to exactly see Reggie White. I saw some Michael Strahan, the back half of Michael Strahan's career. Saw DeMarcus Ware, of course. Saw Sean Marion. Where's Sean Marion now? But yeah, you get the drift. Jared Allen. Yeah, was drafted in 2004. Got 9 sacks his rookie season. Also had some off the field issues, DUIs, battery, resistant arrest, and ended up being traded from the Chiefs because he got drafted by the Chiefs, and ended up getting traded to the Minnesota Vikings in 2007 for first and 2 third-round picks. Now, since when Jared Allen was with the Minnesota Vikings, he ended up with 85.5 sacks in those 6 seasons with the Vikings, and basically led the league in sacks since he was drafted. But for some particular reason, nobody seems to talk about Jared Allen as being a top defensive end in the league. They don't. Like, you do not hear them talking about it. Like, literally, you do not hear them talk about it because I guess because he played for the Minnesota Vikings weren't exactly a playoff team. They didn't accumulate a lot of wins, but man, just watching Jared Allen come off that edge and him doing that getting his sack and doing his little rodeo celebration. I remember in the old Maddens. What Madden was it? Madden 12, Madden 11. He's like, rodeo Jared Allen. But yeah, we're gonna kick it up a notch. Like I said, free agency is one of the most one of my favorite off-season events for the NFL because it's just so exciting. Like, players are getting cut right before March. They're getting cut. Like just today, they just released the St. Louis Rams, not the St. Louis Rams, the Los Angeles Rams now just released James Laurinaitis. They just released who else did they release, man? Like, I'm just not feeling it today. I'm just not feeling it today. Who did they release? Jay Laurinaitis, Jared Cook, and they released Chris Long. Great players, especially Jared Cook, extremely underrated tight end in my opinion. But back to the topic at hand, like free agency is one of the most exciting off-season events. Like, I truly enjoy it more than in the draft and the draft combine. Like, March 9th, my feet are up on the table, 3:00 Eastern time, watching the free agency start because it's gonna go fast and furious. Like, just like teams are able to talk and like rumors circulate and like players get on planes and go to the destinations and get their little interviews or whatever. But you never know what can happen. Like, trades too. Like, trades during free agency are a big thing. Like, they're like if you've never actually paid attention to a free agency frenzy, like, this year will be a great way to start because players just get traded out the get-go. It's just the most exciting off-season event that you can actually sit back and watch. It's exciting. Just set if you can't get a chance to watch it, set your phone notification. Don't matter. Like, just pay attention to that. But I was just gonna make a few quarterback free agent predictions. Starting off with RG3, obviously ended up not playing for the Washington Redskins. He ended up losing the starting job to Kirk Cousins last year. And honestly, as far as RG3's future goes, I honestly see him going to the St. Louis Rams. All the pieces are there for the St. Louis Rams. They have a great running game in Todd Gurley. Good wide receivers, Tavon Austin, Kenny Britt. Honestly, could be a top 5 wide receiver in this league if he can get a quarterback, and again, it can keep his off the field issues in check. Great defense. Only thing is that the St. Louis Rams just need a guard. They just need a guard, just like the Miami Dolphins. They just need a guard, and they will be a force to be reckoned with. I had Colin Kaepernick on the list, but because I had a strong feeling that Colin Kaepernick was going to be cut by the San Francisco 49ers, but considering how Chip Kelly has ended up getting the head coaching job with San Francisco, I feel that Chip Kelly can fix Colin Kaepernick. I feel that, but hey, anything could happen. Obviously, Brock Osweiler, man, is still young. Like, it has extremely his career has extreme comparisons to what's his name? Aaron Rodgers has extreme comparisons to Aaron Rodgers, sitting back and holding the clipboard for 5 straight seasons. Like, nobody knows what's going to happen with Peyton Manning. I honestly think that Peyton Manning is going to end up retiring, considering how all the rumors are swirling around as far as him taking performance enhancement drugs and all this other different things. I honestly think that he's going to retire. But assuming that he is going to retire, I think Brock Osweiler is going to stay right there in Denver. Like, all the pieces are there. Like, you have 2 great wide receivers in Emmanuel Sanders, a great offensive line, and Demaryius Thomas is the other great wide receiver. And you have a great head coach, and Gary Kubiak was a great offensive coordinator. Great offensive coordinator. Great quarterback friendly coach. So I don't see Brock Osweiler going anywhere. And Kirk Cousins, Leland's going back and forth with the Washington Redskins. He wants the number to go up, but honestly, Kirk Cousins is an in the middle of the pack type of quarterback. He can't demand top dollar if he's just putting up mediocre numbers. He had like 29 touchdowns and basically had led the league in completion percentage with 69.81%. So yeah, like, you're not going to get top dollar Kirk Cousins, but I honestly think that Kirk Cousins will end up with the Houston Texans. I think the Houston Texans have a great team as well, great offensive line. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that running game, considering how Arian Foster is going to be a free agent soon. But defense is great. DeAndre Hopkins is phenomenal with any quarterback that you put back there. So I think Kirk Cousins will be an excellent fit in the Houston Texans uniform. Next up, I have Sam Bradford. Obviously, played last year with the Philadelphia Eagles. Had 19 touchdowns and 14 interceptions with 3,725 yards. Obviously, as everybody knows, the fact that Sam Bradford cannot stay healthy. But considering how he played 14 games, only missed 2 games, I think he's getting out of that whole injury ACL curse, because he keeps either tearing his ACL or ripping a shoulder off. So I really think that this might be Sam Bradford's time. I don't think. Well, maybe he will demand top dollar. I don't know. Like, I honestly think he should be signed to a 1-year deal again. See if you can prove it again, and then we'll talk about a last big contract. But I see Sam Bradford going to the Jets. Him getting paired up with Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall, obviously a top 3 wide receiver in this year in the league. I really think that Sam Bradford can do some things in New York with a great running game, great offensive line, great defense, and Todd Bowles is his head coach. Like, if Ryan Fitzpatrick can do it, Sam Bradford can do it. And speaking of Ryan Fitzpatrick, last up on the list, Ryan Fitzpatrick had 31 touchdowns, 3,905 yards. Now, when it comes down to Ryan Fitzpatrick, I honestly think Ryan Fitzpatrick is not a starting quarterback, honestly. He is a backup. Nothing else. He is a backup. And he showed it last year in the last 4-game stretch. That man throws interceptions at the perfect time for him to fuck up a game. Excuse my language. I told myself I was going to watch my language as a New Year's resolution. Excuse my language. But of course, the Browns end up showing up at the end of the stick and they ended up getting the trash, and that would be Ryan Fitzpatrick. So that's just how it is. But let me know what you guys think, if y'all agree with my predictions. I just love doing these prediction videos. Like, it's just so exciting because I love being right. But you know what it is. Leave a comment in the comments section. Criticism as well. I know a lot of people have a lot of criticism. If you enjoy the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This is Great One Devore. I'm up out of here.